Shalom, Israel. My name is Officer Kayad, one out of I.S.U.P.K, Jamaica. I.S.U.P.K started 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. I.S.U.P.K is run by Commanding General YAHANNA, the one man with the rank and the authority to lead Israel. At this time, I say Yahweh Basham Yahushai Barakatan to my brothers, Yahweh Shamar Ailatan Basham Yahushai to my sisters. All right, so we have an article here, which, as the title suggests, a young man going back to prison for the 6th time, you understand? And he's 27 years old, so you can imagine. And this time around, he's gonna serve 2 years in prison, right? 6th time, it's 6th time, right? So if you check up all the years that this man has been to prison, most of his adult life. So we're gonna jump into the article. See? But something interesting that we found in the article is that the judge was surprised. You know what I mean? And some of us out here in, in society share the sentiment as if, why are these young men going back to prison? They must like it in there. That's not the case. These young men don't like prison. Prison is hell. The garrison where we grew up in, that's a hell already. You understand? Nobody no want a worse hell than that, but you know what I mean? The problem is the system that we live under. It has forced us to accept hell. You understand? And growing up out here, outside of prison, in this hell, will force a man to risk it all in order to get out of this hell. And in most cases, they fail and end up in an even worse hell called prison. See? So in the meanwhile, like the video, subscribe to the channel, share on all social media platforms, leave your comments or your disagreements or your questions in the comment section. All right, so we're jumping our star articles in, and it said 27-year-old heading back to prison for the 6th time. A 27-year-old man will be heading back to prison for the 6th time after he was sentenced to 2 years imprisonment at hard labor in the Kingston and St. Andrew Parish Court on Thursday. Omar Yark, who was released from prison almost a year ago, right? So this young man was released from prison a year ago. So do the maths there. You understand? Pleaded guilty to larceny from the person, and senior parish judge Lorian Cole Montague did not mince words in expressing her disappointment. So this judge now is expressing her serious disappointment because this young man is coming back in front of the court for the 6th time. Well, probably more than 6th time, but no going to prison 6th time. You understand? 5 previous convictions for a man of 27-year-old is troubling. You go into prison and nothing changed. It must be that you like in there, because to my mind, if it is somewhere you don't want to go, wouldn't you do everything in your power to keep far from it? So the shocks that you would have had would have not affected, no effect on you, the judge said. And this judge is either ignorant, you know what I mean, or, you know what I mean, I'll say ignorant. See? As if prison rehabilitates our people, sending our brothers to prison here in this oppressive system. See, where is the rehabilitation? So if a man going to prison, right, for murder, where is the system in place inside of that place that will teach this brother that murder is wrong? For the most part, what this brother will go in there and see is more murderers talking about your murders. You understand? Talking about all your crimes. So this brother might just be a murderer. Go in there and learn that, you know what I mean, you can a lot of scam too. Because now you mix him with a lot of scammers. You learn, say, yo, here we go on. All right, for example, this young man, Zin Omar Yak, he's just a petty thief, larceny. See? Him going there amongst hardened criminals. You understand? Murderers. You know what I mean? Learning other trades of crime and wrongdoing. How does this judge expect that this brother will come out a better person when there's no moral, you know what I mean, lessons being taught inside of it. You understand? And no care how much priest and Christian pastor visits the prison or if them even have a church in there. You know what I mean? That can't rehabilitate our people. Because first thing our people lost is their identity. And if you can't give them back their identity, you can't rehabilitate them. Or you rehabilitate a man that does not have an identity, who learns that his four parents are slaves. You understand? That man will do anything in his power. You understand? That he can to gain money, wealth, anything, because guess what go on? He's coming from a poor foundation. When if you thought this brother that he was an Israelite, you understand, you would make him look at himself differently as if, well, no, me have a moral obligation because my people have a covenant with the Most High to uphold a standard on the face of the earth. The Christian church can't do that. Because if you even tell them that thou shalt not steal in the Christian church, yeah, but you know what I mean? The government steals. So they are stealing and they are rich. Why shouldn't I steal? No, when you tell them that they are the children of Israel and you not stealing, make the Most High, you know what I mean, look favorable upon your people. And that your history ties back to the Bible. No, you teach a man a different thing. You understand? You teach a man something different, but let me continue reading the article though, see? So this judge is baffled by, you know what I mean, this young man coming before the courts again for crime. As if prison rehabilitates anyone. You understand? I have taken into account and I have attached a significant amount of weight to the fact that you have 5 previous convictions. I take into account that by all accounts, you are a young person, but you have been before the courts for all of your adult life. 5 previous convictions, 2 for larceny, 1 of robbery with aggravation. You have not learned anything. Where am I going to learn it? Which part am I going to learn it inside a prison? Where am I going to learn not to be a criminal? Definitely not inside that, you know what I mean, that prison that you're sending him for the 6th time. You understand? Am I going to learn that crime actually, you know what I mean, there's more crimes out there to commit. And that him I going to learn inside of the prison. You understand? But the I.S.U.P.K and a command in general, YAHANNA, we reform criminals because for the most part, most of the brothers who are in this truth were once criminals and they are not committing crimes anymore. You understand? Why? Because we teach them the Bible. We teach them that, you know what I mean, these scriptures or these laws in the Bible was given to your foreparents. And because you broke them, you ended up in slavery. And that is the reason why you're over here suffering. If you continue to commit crimes like stealing, which is breaking the Most High laws, you will end up in jail. You will end up dead. You understand? And brothers who come into this school change them life around. We are the real rehabilitators, not your prisons. You understand? Not your judges, not your teachers. You understand? Not your police, certainly not the police. You understand? This government that we are under, the government and the opposition, the political leaders, they are criminals. So how can you rehabilitate criminals? It's only the I.S.U.P.K and a command in general that rehabilitates criminals. You understand? And that is because we give back our people what they have lost, and that is their identity. And that identity is a moral identity. You understand? That come with moral laws, with stealing is a no-no. You understand? Let me continue reading. It was reported that on January 28 at 12:30 p.m., the complainant was walking along Barry Street in downtown Kingston when York approached her and grabbed her chain from around her neck. She held on to him and a tussle ensued between them. York then threw the chain on the ground and was later apprehended by the police. We are living in an age, this is the judge talking, we are living in an age and time when people are afraid to walk on the road, where we are living in an age and time when people supposed to can walk on the road with their gold chain and anything unmolested. There is such a fear that people have, and the court is well aware that this sort of offense is prevalent, said Cole Montague. Right, so this is a judge who, came up in the education system and became a judge and have full confidence in the system. But this judge, should know better, because we can guarantee you that this judge, I've seen many young men come before her every day, you understand, in that courtroom, and are repeat offenders coming back before her in that courtroom, going back to jail. So by that now, she should have come to the conclusion that this system, does not rehabilitate nobody. You understand? There's no rehabilitation taking place inside of the prison houses, except the I.S.U.P.K go in there and rehabilitate brothers, which we do. You understand? Which we do. You understand? So it is very, it is very surprising that a judge don't know that. You understand? That there's no rehabilitation in those prison houses. All right, so we're going to jump to a scripture, see? And this is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 34. We'll start at verse 2. And it says, Son of man, prophesy against the shepherds of Israel. Like with judges, right? Like a judge like this, our political leaders, whose solution for the crime problem is more SOEs. You understand? Meanwhile, the crime I get worse with even the SOEs. It just moved to one, It moved from one place to the next. You understand? Why? Because they're not really addressing the root cause of the problem. You understand? If we continue reading. So it's a son of man, prophesy against the shepherds of Israel. Prophesy and say unto them, Thus saith the Lord God unto the shepherds, Woe be to the shepherds of Israel that do feed themselves. Should not the shepherd feed the flock? Right? And feed yourself don't necessarily mean just food alone. Like, where is the food, that the Bible produce? Like the information about our history. You understand? Who is teaching, our people that they are the children of Israel? Who is feeding them that knowledge? Only the I.S.U.P.K and a commanding general, YAHANNA. A man were descended from slavery, and that's all him know. That, and you tell him that his ancestors come from Africa where they were swinging in trees like monkeys and uncivilized. You get an uncivilized behavior from that, brother. Because that's the way you tell him is. If that's the way he come from, he might as well use the same tactic there. Grab woman chain on the road. You understand? But if you tell this brother the truth that he is, a child of the Most High, that his people are the children of Israel.